LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica. This is Mornings LALATE.
It's a huge morning, live on air from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Good morning. And the financial market's relatively calm with the NASDAQ with a nice little pop up 2% right at the moment. But the big news is those new labor numbers released minutes ago, and we'll go over those new unemployment claims. We'll see whether they tracked higher or whether they remain stable. We also have breaking news on the number of hirings in view of the coming number tomorrow. Tomorrow we have the new payroll, non-payroll farm jobs, and we'll see whether the president beat it or missed it again. Also happening as well is the big fourth stimulus checks in every U.S. state. In today's recording, we go over those incredible checks. The president did them by executive order. They're in every U.S. state. They are $100,000. You deserve this money, and you're going to get it in this recording. Stay to the second half of the video. But first, become a member. Go right on this video and hit the link. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Caustino VIP. Become a member of LA and get these incredible checks in every U.S. state. We're going to go over them later in this recording. Stay to the second half. Plus, we'll be looking at what's happening with the recession as it continues to grow, the recession underway, and what the Wall Street bond, stock, and oil traders are saying in view of the situation. Is the downward spiral that's happening of this economy happening? Yes. Are we at a financial cliff? Yes. Is the recession underway? Yes. We're going to learn why that's happening across the board and what the problematic for you needs to be addressed. You need to get that fourth stimulus check in every U.S. state. We're going to go over that money in this recording. Plus, we'll be looking at the Build Back Better Act that's back, baby. You need to get that money from that Build Back Better Act because a recession is with us. And we're going to look at that money as well. Plus, you'll have a preview of the new LALATE coming up later in this recording. Go right in this video, become a member. Then get those incredible checks in every state. We're going to go over all this big money. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. It's a big, beautiful morning, and the deliciousness starts right now. And good morning, everybody. I hope you have a beautiful day. It is July 7th, 2022 from the shores of Santa Monica, California. We're live on air on a beautiful morning's LA. The recession is with us. That's why you can't wait to become a member. Go right in this video and become a member. Join the channel and get that newsletter for members Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and get those huge checks in every U.S. state, nearly $100,000 a person. We're going to go over those incredible checks in a second, but we start with the breaking news on a big, bold morning, and there's a lot of it. Of course, England woke up to a shocker. Great Britain, United Kingdom, what happened? Their prime minister has resigned. Boris Johnson, who is part of that sixth stimulus we talk about a lot on this channel, part of the buying the oil, resigned overnight, gone. We'll have more about that tonight on Ian's LA. But the other news, of course, are the new jobless claims. 3 weeks ago, the American economy saw 200,000 new jobless claims, a number too high, I said at the time. It's supposed to be about 884,000. It came in at 200,000. Then 3 weeks ago, I projected 230. It came in at 229. I projected 230 the next week. It came in at 227, 231, then revised. And then last week, I projected 230 again. It came in at 230. Today, I projected 230, and what happened minutes ago? The new labor number was released. Was it 230? No, it was higher. It was higher. The number of new jobless claims as newly unemployed people the week ending the week before came in at 235,000 new jobless claims. That's the week ending July 2nd. That's a gain of 4,000 from the week before. But overall, you're seeing a trackward upward dramatically, about $5,000 week after week. And the problem is that this is the highest level we have seen of unemployment claims since December 2021. There you go. This is the highest number of 2022. It's the highest number since we've seen, in the years in the months coming out of the pandemic. Now, here's the other number. That's a really big shocker. Another report indicated that companies announced 32,000 layoffs in the month of June, which is a 57% jump from the month before. That's the highest level we've seen since February of 2021. Folks, this is not good. Here we go. This is a brand new number. We did not expect to see that number. 32,000 new jobless claims, layoffs in the month of June, according to corporations. And that's a 57% jump in just 30 days, the highest jump we've seen since February 2021. Continuing claims still remain relatively low. They're at 1.3 approximately, not really moving. But here's another data that came in minutes ago. Challenger Gray and Christmas, which is a job placement company, reports that layoffs surged astronomically to the highest levels we've seen since February 2021. Employers are beginning to respond to the financial pressures and slowing demand by cutting the costs, says Andrew Challenger, of course, is one of the VPs of that company, Challenger Gray and Christmas. The data shows that the markets are not really attuned to this, and yet the NASDAQ is up a nice 2% approximately at the moment, almost up 200 points. The Dow is up about 200 points as well, but that's only about 1%. What do you need to know is that also we had a trade imbalance number released minutes ago, and it showed our trade imbalance actually improved, but don't read too much into that. I'm predicting that the reason why the U.S. economy picked up on the imbalance with China is because China was on lockdown. Now, with those bad labor numbers getting worse, what do you need to know? You need to know that you need to get that 4 stimulus check in every U.S. state. These 4 stimulus checks in every U.S. state are huge. $100,000. Let's go over broadly what they are. We're going to go over in detail how to get them laid in this recording. The president back in the month of March did a series of executive orders, and these are those 4 stimulus checks. And these 4 stimulus checks are great. Eligibility, single individual, $75,000 less, go get them. Married couple, $150,000 or less annual income, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, go get them, like SSI or SSDI. These stimulus checks are federal stimulus checks. They're from the federal government. They're by executive order. They're not state stimulus checks. They're not from your state. You don't like your state, you think your governor doesn't do anything, you think your state legislature doesn't do anything, maybe you're right. This is not their money. This is from the federal government. And it averages about $100,000. How do you get it? You go under this video and join the channel. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. You subscribe as well. And you stay to the second half as we go over these incredible checks. Also, in the second half, you get a preview of the new LALATE coming in just a few weeks. It's the first preview I've ever seen on this channel. No one has really heard what the new LALATE is, and you're going to see it later in this recording. Now, let's go to the other part of the equation, which is the number coming out tomorrow. That number tomorrow is non-farm payroll job creation. It's how many jobs are created, not how many jobs are lost, how many people are laid off. This is how many jobs are created non-farm in the prior month. And this is a big number because this is generally a number that really angers the president. Why? If the number is down, he gets really angry because he's basically saying, he basically looks at it and says, I'm not creating jobs for the American people. He doesn't like the number down. So what are we looking for tomorrow on Mornings LA Live on air? We're looking for about a 250,000 read. What is a read? The projection. And what is a beat? If it's better. What is a miss? If it's worse. So we're looking for about 250,000 new non-farm payroll job creation number tomorrow on Friday from the month of June. It's down a lot since the month of May. The month of May was 390,000. If it's a miss under 250,000, Joe Biden's going to be very upset. If it's a beat over 250,000, he's going to be very happy. Employment should slow down from May. Whether it goes to 250,000 or more, there's always volatility, as says David Page, head of microeconomic research at AXA Investment Managers. The trend is going to be lower, but I wouldn't mind betting it would be in the 150 to 200,000 by early Q3. It could be extremely lower in the end of the year. Ouch, 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 ouch. That is not good. How do we know we're in a recession? Well, we know we're in a recession because of that data that came in last Friday. And that data that came in last Friday is a projector, a predictor. It's not the confirmed announcement. A nice viewer sent me a beautiful message on Facebook this morning, private message. I almost laughed when I read it because I thought it was sarcastic. And then I'm like, no, he's not. He's actually serious. He said, Fox News must be watching you because they said we're in a session as well. They're using your information. Well, thank you, Fox News. I refer to them as phone news. But hey, thank you, Fox News. The viewer thinks Fox News is using this channel's information. You know, there's a lot of things where you look out there and you're like, I just said that like a week ago, and now you're repeating verbatim. So, you know, we always laugh when we see that. This is LA, the #3 most watched financial news channel in America, heading to #2. And later in this recording, you're going to see a preview of the brand new LALATE. Oh my goodness, you're going to be surprised. And I may have to translate it for you after you see it. Let's look at this graphic. Currently, we're in phase 1, and then phase 2 is September, phase 3 is January. But the problem is the data that came in last Friday shocked everyone's feet dramatically, and that data was something no one really saw coming. The problem with this economy is that people are going to get blindsided if they're not watching this channel. People are going to be blindsided if they're not getting stimulus right now. People are going to be blindsided if they're not preparing. What's going on? The economy is shrinking. We already know that. Jay Powell's raising interest rates. We already know that. He's trying to slow the economy. He says he's doing that. We know that. That's pretty easy. What's more difficult? When. The when. How severe is it going to be, and when is it going to be severe? Back in February this year, I was the first and only American financial news broadcast to report we're going to recession in 2023. People looked at me and said, is that kid saying the recession word? Where is he getting this from? No bank would dare say that until the month of April when Deutsche Bank said a recession. In the weeks that follow, Jamie Dimon, head of JP Morgan Chase, and other bank heads said, I'm not going to say recession. I don't think it's happening. Now, about a week and a half ago, a lot of banks said a recession's coming, and they said late 2023. A lot of analysts said, I think a recession's coming late 2023. And they, in fact, said, if you forgot this, I almost forgot it, they actually said early last week, we have not embedded the risk of recession into the markets. That was early last week. What happened this Tuesday, just 2 days ago? It's Thursday morning now. They now have embedded a downward spiral into a recession into the markets. Imagine how quickly it's changed. A week ago, they did not have the risk of recession in the markets, and now they do. What happened? Last Friday, a tracker came out, and that tracker is live. And that tracker is for the Atlanta Fed GDP Now. It's a subsection of the Federal Reserve. It's the part out of Atlanta. And that tracker tracks growth of this economy. And that tracker shows that for the second quarter, which just ended in the month of June, they show negative GDP growth. That was a big shocker because the first quarter was confirmed negative GDP growth. Remember, if you have 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth, you go into, yes, a recession. When that data was released, I immediately went on air with the data. I said, folks, this is very scary because we could be heading to a recession. As soon as I had that report last week, I said, get ready for July 28th, because July 28th is likely the day that the Department of Labor is going to announce what happened for the second quarter. And they're going to get the official announcement. They're going to announce whether we are in recession. And I said, July 28th is when everyone's going to wake up and say, you're in a recession. Well, we got shocked again. How? Because on Tuesday, the first day of trading of the markets, after the announcement from the Atlanta Fed GDP Now, Wall Street traded down dramatically. They embedded the risk of recession into stocks, bonds, and also oil. And then yesterday we had the Fed minutes from June just released, and that Fed minutes showed that the Federal Reserve believes that they could potentially go to 1 basis point if they don't get inflation down. But they also talked about the concern that persistent inflation may be permanently etched in people's minds, and they don't want that to happen. That's a really interesting point. What are they saying? If you're used to paying for milk at $4 a gallon, in a gallon of milk compared to what, let's say, you pay $2, in November last year. You may start to say, hey, I'm just used to $4. I'll just pay $4 indefinitely. They say, I got to stop that. We got to stop that. And they say it's not good. Many participants judged that a significant risk now facing the committee, Federal Reserve Committee, was that elevated inflation could become entrenched in the public mind, beginning to question the resolute of the Federal Reserve. And so the Federal Reserve is meeting that FOMC conference in just days from now. They're going to do three quarters to half. That was their guidance. They say that in discussing potential policies, in particular, participants judged that an increase of 50 to 75 basis points would be likely appropriate at the next meeting. These are the Fed minutes from June, but released late yesterday, featured last night on Eden's LA. The markets are reacting to the news, with stocks relatively down dramatically on Tuesday, down 500 points early on and then came back. Wednesday, they were relatively flat. This morning, the Dow is relatively flat, although it's up about 200 points most of the day. But on the rate, it's about 1% up or 0.5% up. The Nasdaq, the tech heavy Nasdaq, is up about 1% to 2% right throughout much of the day. And then oil's down. Why is oil down? Oil is down because there's a belief that potentially oil may drop if inflation brings us into recession. We'll be going over more about that tonight on Evenings LA. But we got a lot of other stuff to go over. First, we're going to go over those four stimulus checks in every U.S. state. Then we're going to go over the Build Back Better Act. Let me give you a preview of the other stories we're working on tonight for afternoon's LA brand new show at 3 o'clock and evening's LA brand new show at 5 o'clock. First, student loan debt forgiveness. The Department of Labor issued a statement yesterday. Why am I laughing? Because the statement was ridiculous. It issued a press statement saying the announcement's coming from the President of the United States. I already told you that 2 weeks ago. I told you the final announcement from the President of the United States is coming right before the August recess. Department of Labor confirmed that, Education confirmed that yesterday, but they didn't give us substance. They confirmed generally other subject matters that the President of the United States will be addressing in that announcement, but they did not give us the number. I'm projecting it's going to be $10,000 student loan debt forgiveness for individuals who make $150,000 or less. Number two, is gasoline tracking lower or is gasoline tracking higher? We have a very big split, a fascinating split. I love it. It's sort of like it's sort of like West Side Story, but with less music. What's going on? The analysts at Citibank believe that gasoline by the end of the year is going to track down to $65 international Brent crude. That's a big shocker, folks, because it was tracking at 120 about 2 weeks ago. It's now at about 100. On the other side is the brokerage firm, I believe it was J.P. Morgan, and myself. We're both saying it's going to 145. We're saying it's going to go up higher. There's different analysis with the same approach. We're both saying recession, but one is saying if there's recession, people won't drive. The other one's saying if there's recession, then the inflation is not going to be under control. Gasoline prices are going to go up. Really fascinating across the board. Now let's go back to those four stimulus checks. It's so important to get these four stimulus checks in every U.S. state because guess what? You're in a recession. You're in a recession. Don't wait for that Atlanta Fed GDP now number. Don't wait for that Department of Labor number released on July 28th to say you're in a recession. Believe it right now. That's what Wall Street's doing. That's what I told you to do starting on Tuesday, and I released the data to you last Friday. With a recession underway, is the financial cliff happening now or about to happen? Really unclear. I still believe the following. I believe we're in a recession. I believe the financial cliff is going to come around September. And I think the hurt, the pain of a recession is not going to be felt to January. You could be in a recession but not really feel it or see it just yet. And I think that hurt is going to be very evident by January. Financial cliff is when Americans are not going to be prepared for the downward spiral of this economy. They're going to get laid off. There's going to be no jobs. There's going to be no FPC, PUA, PEUA, LWA, EIDL grant, EIDL loan, PPP. There's going to be none of that wonderful stimulus from 2020. It's all gone. And they're going to come here. They're going to come here. They're going to say, what do you have for me? And I'm going to say, well, I've had stimulus since March, and it's almost gone. Why'd you wait so long? Well, I thought the economy was doing really well. I just didn't prepare for a financial cliff. And I'm going to say, hey, you better hustle right quickly. Now, you're in a good situation. You're watching live on air for July 7th, 2022. You're not going to wait for the financial cliff to hit. You're not going to wait for the hurt of a recession to start impacting your household. If you're struggling right now, imagine how much more you're going to struggle when a recession hits. If you're struggling right now, imagine how much more you're going to struggle when a financial cliff hits and you're not potentially prepared. You're not going to do that to yourself. So what are you going to do? You're going to do three things. One, you're going to go into this video, subscribe. Number two, you're going to go into this video and hit the join the channel button. Become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP member. Number three, you're going to say the second half and get these big checks across the land. We're going to go over the Build Back Better Act, which will give you additional checks on top of that. And then we're going to have a preview of the brand new LALATE. Oh boy, we got a delicious morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. I'll be back here with you in 60 seconds as Mornings LA continues live on air. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues on a big, bold, beautiful morning for July 7th, 2022, live on air from the shores of Santa Monica, California. With a financial cliff coming, a recession already here, and a downward spiral of this economy through a series of phases, you can't wait to get a forced stimulus check that is in every U.S. state. We're going to go over that incredible check starting right now. The great news is that the money is here. The great news is a lot of money. And the great news is you qualify for it. It's federal stimulus. The President of the United States, back in the month of March, had a series of executive orders, and viewers at the time, ironically, had said, LA, go get us money. Go get us stimulus checks. They haven't gotten that Build Back Better Act done, and you told us to get us money when the economy's good, when times are great. Don't wait for times to be bad because the money runs out. I looked and I found it. $100,000 on average, a series of different checks by executive order. And let's go over the eligibility. Single individual, $75,000 less annual income. Go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less annual income, go get it. If you rent, if you own, if you have children, if you don't have children, if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, veterans benefits, more. How do you get this wonderful money? Step one, you subscribe to this channel. Step two, you go into this video and become a member. Now, here's a couple things you need to know. First, this is federal stimulus. It's from the federal government. It's from executive order. It's not from your state. When I say it's in every U.S. state, I mean it's available everywhere. So it's not state stimulus checks. You don't like your governor, you don't like your state. You think your state's not doing anything? Maybe you're right. It's not their money. They're not mailing you this money. Number two, it's big. It's a lot of money. And you need to keep on getting the money and keep on pouncing. And number three, it's important to get the money now because the economy is changing very quickly and you need to be with that money in hand before it hits. Let's go over all these incredible checks starting right now. The first check is Check A. I give it a lettering system on this channel so it makes it very simple for you to follow along. Check A is $6,500 to $1,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI or SSDI, veterans benefits, go get it. How do you get it? Step 1, go under this video and become a member. Join the channel. Step 2, subscribe. Step 3, go down the membership newsletter Monday through Friday, and you find Check A. Click the link, you go into the nationwide website. Then you choose your state, then you pounce the homeowner's weatherizing grant. Deliciousness, $12,000 on the high end. But you're not going to stop there yet. Go get Check B. Check B is a wonderful $15,000 to $80,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, $75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, $150,000 less, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI or SSDI, go get it. How do you do it? Step 1, become a member. Go right on this channel's video where it says join the channel and become a member. Then go down to the newsletter at Check B and click the link. You go right in and pounce. Choose your state, and there you go. You apply. The wonderful numbers we've already seen so far are just coming in. Let's look at that. $12,000 on the high end for Check A, $80,000 on the high end for Check B. There you go. That's already $100,000 from just 2 checks, but we're not done there yet. You're going to go get Check C. Check C is a wonderful $2,000 check over 12 months, MSC on average, monthly stimulus check. And many viewers are tracking at about $45,000. It goes all the way up to about $200,000 for viewers. Step 1, subscribe. Step 2, become a member. Step 3, go down the membership newsletter till you find Check C. And it tells you where to call, what to say, and how to say it. Yes, it's for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. And Check C is likely to be the most important check of 2022. Why? Because all the items you need assistance with from 2020 are gone. And these Check Cs address that subject matter. If you're facing eviction from the landlord, go get some rent, Check C. If you're worried about making the mortgage payment on the home and avoiding foreclosure, go get Check C. There's no eviction moratorium and there's no mortgage forbearance anymore in stimulus. Number 3, if you can't get the utility service paid for and you're worried it's going to get turned off because that's the likelihood of the situation right now, different than 2020 stimulus, go get utility assistance. Now, let's look at the success stories that I teach viewers on this channel. I teach viewers to get money and continue to get money. And what's important to understand is that that's what you have to do today. You go right in this video, become a member, and you start getting checks, but you don't stop there yet. And let's look at some of the success stories that viewers have had in the recent weeks, months, and years. The success stories start by getting money and continue to get money across the land. When you look at the numbers, we have people who have gotten rent from $20,000 to $30,000, who have gotten utilities of over $15,000. Let's look at that right now. Here's Nisi from $20,000 to Elizabeth at $27,000. Let's look at the utilities. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Let's look at the SNAP. $25,000 over 10 years, $250,000 for Mark's brother-in-law. And then the combinations of items. My goodness. From this to even more. Nisi was at $23,000. She's grown to $50,000. Nancy was at $32,000. Now she's gone even higher. These incredible numbers are mirrored by the success stories. Watch what happens. Nisi went from $23,000 to $50,000. Mark went from $32,000 to $166,000 in his wallet. He got more money, then went to $50,000, then he went to $100,000, then he went to $166,000. Lorraine, she was at $105,000, now she's at $150,000. What do? 3 things. Number 1, go into this video and subscribe right now. Go right in this video, hit that subscribe button. Number 2, go into the video where it says join the channel. Hit the button and join the channel. Become a member. You get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for members via the YouTube member alert. And go right down and get Check A, Check B, Check C. Number 3, go to the front of this channel. There's a little bell, and make sure you hit that bell so all notifications are set to all on. Here's a couple things to also know about that newsletter. Number 1, it's delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's Pacific Standard Time, West Coast time. So if you're not on the West Coast, adjust accordingly. Number 2, it's sent via the YouTube member alerts. So you're going to learn about 7 o'clock that says new LA post. First line says LA newsletter. You go down there, click the link. It goes right into the membership newsletter, and then you pounce. And finally, number three, you need to get the money right now. You can't wait. Moreover, membership can now be gifted on this channel. You can gift a membership to someone else. You know, a friend or family member, you want to become viewership of this channel. You want them to get the newsletter as well. Gift them a membership as well. Later in this video, we'll be going over the new LALATE coming to this channel as well. Now, let's turn to the Build Back Better Act and what you need to know about it and what its status is today. The Build Back Better Act is going to a final vote. The Build Back Better Act is very close to being finished. The Build Back Better Act will send you money, but that Build Back Better Act is not sending you any money before the recession hurt is felt. It's not going to happen before the downward spiral of the economy is finished. That's why you have to get those forced stimulus checks in every U.S. state. But let's go over what you need to know about the Build Back Better Act starting right now. The Build Back Better Act negotiation is really close to finish, we're told by Republicans and Democrats. Number two, a lot of the great provisions have been finalized with Joe Manchin and Chuck Schumer, like prescription medication cheaper. They confirmed they got that agreement done just days ago. Number three, they're trying to get it for a vote by the end of July. And number four, a lot of the money that we have talked about is still in there. But here's what you also need to know. We do not have confirmation on the price tag of the Build Back Better Act. We do not have confirmation on the price tag. If it's smaller, it means money is a little bit less. Now, how much smaller? Well, it was $3 million. Then we last saw it at $2 million last year. Joe Manchin won 1.5. New reports suggest, and these are not confirmed reports. These are just reports. They are not confirmed. Reported maybe $1 trillion to $1.5 trillion. Here's what you need to know. Is that at that price tag, there's far more than enough room to get the 3 clusters and 3 add-ons and checks we've talked about on this channel generally in there. Monthly stimulus checks versus multiple stimulus checks. Let's go over that. There's a lot of room to get multiple stimulus checks in there for you. $15,000 to $80,000 of multiple checks do fit in a $1.5 trillion possible, remember, possible price tag. But is there room to get monthly checks for everyone if the price tag is $1.5 trillion? No. There's no room to do $7,000 of monthly reoccurring checks to everyone. So remember, at $1.5 trillion, if that is the price tag, it's not confirmed, there's room to get multiple checks. And that's going to look just like third stimulus. Third stimulus, the average viewer of this channel got 45,000 because I showed viewers how to find the checks. And I said I can get you them 15. They got 45,000. There will be multiple checks in this on this Build Back Better Act for you. As to the monthly, it doesn't seem like it's possible if the price tag gets smaller. But again, we don't know just yet. Now, that is why you have to get that forced stimulus check that is in every U.S. state today. The forced stimulus check that is in every U.S. state is a lot of money, a lot more money than the Build Back Better Act for you, number one. Number two, you're not going to see $100,000 of checks in the Build Back Better Act on average. Number three, you need to get the money right now because the Build Back Better Act is not going to pay you a check in July. They're potentially getting the vote by the end of July, and the recession's already here. The downward spiral of this economy is already here, and the financial cliff is at least in September. So you can't wait for that as well. What else can we not wait for? What else can we not wait for? What can you not wait for? What can I not wait for? Oh, I can't wait for the new LALATE 2022 coming to this channel. Yes, this channel is going to have a brand new look and a lot more of what's coming. And for the first time ever on this channel, you now on Mornings LALATE, live on air, get a preview of the brand new LALATE coming to this channel. Stay focused, stay in tune, and watch this preview clip because it's going to be a lot to digest. Get ready, and here is your first look at the new LALATE 2022. There you go. A lot to digest, isn't it? It's just a lot to digest. When's it land in my bank account, LA? We'll have more about what you just saw tonight on Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock and Evenings LA. And a lot more explanations need to be covered as well. Get ready to subscribe because there's going to be a lot more to subscribe to on this channel. The new channels coming to LA and LA2 and LALATE3. Boy, we have a lot to enjoy coming to you shortly. But first, become a member. Go right in this video. Become a member to LALATE, which you're watching right now. Get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And stay with me throughout the day. There's a lot of shows airing this morning, some out of order. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful morning. The toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee's brewing. It's a big, new, beautiful day. And stay with LALATE for more as the excitement continues throughout the day.